In the radiant kingdom of Avalon, ruled by the kind King Alder and wise Queen Seraphine, a special child was born. Princess Elenora, born under a silver moon, was a miracle. It was said her laughter made flowers bloom and her tears brought gentle rain. But as we all know, where there is light, darkness is never far behind. Hidden in the farthest mountains, the dark sorcerer Morgus stewed in his hatred. Years ago, King Alder had banished him for trying to steal the eternal light crystal, a sacred gem holding the very power of life. Morgus had waited, plotted, and grown stronger. Now, he wanted revenge, and he wanted the child. One terrifying night, the sky tore open with lightning. Morgus's army descended upon the royal castle. Flames licked the stone walls, the clash of steel echoed through the halls, and screams of terror filled the air. Queen Seraphine clutched her baby girl, her heart pounding with fear. King Alder, his sword drawn, roared, "Take the princess! Save her!" A loyal maid named Marin scooped up little Elenora and fled through a secret tunnel beneath the castle. They burst out into the storm-ravaged forest, rain lashing down. But just as they reached the edge of the woods, the earth itself shook. A massive tree, struck by lightning, crashed down, separating them. Marin screamed Eleanor's name into the wind, but the little princess was gone, swept away by the raging river. Elenora grew up in a remote mountain village, with no memory of her royal past. She was raised by an old hunter who had found her by the river that fateful night. All she had of her past was a strange, crown-shaped birthmark on her shoulder. Sometimes, she had vivid dreams of a beautiful woman's voice calling her name, her words choked with tears. One day, her peaceful life was shattered. Masked soldiers, led by a ruthless mercenary named Valder, stormed her village. They were searching for a girl with a crown-shaped mark. When they tried to seize her, a power she never knew she had erupted from within. Her anger burst forth, the ground trembled, and flames exploded around her. The villagers, terrified, pointed and cried, "She's a witch!" Heartbroken and confused, Elenora fled into the deep woods. Her escape was cut short by a knight in shining armor who appeared as if from nowhere. He knelt before her, his head bowed, and whispered words that would change her life forever. "Your Highness, we've finally found you." The knight introduced himself as Sir Kale. He revealed the devastating truth. Her parents were still alive, but Avalon had fallen. The kingdom was now a land of shadows, ruled by the tyrannical Morgus, who had returned stronger than ever. The people lived in constant fear, their hope nearly extinguished. Kale looked at her with desperate eyes and said, "The light that flows in your blood is the only power that can end his reign." Returning to the castle of her birth was like stepping into a nightmare. The once vibrant halls were now cold and draped in shadows. Then he appeared, Morgus, cloaked in living darkness, his crimson eyes glowing with malice. "You've grown, little princess," he hissed, his voice like grinding stone. "But you are still weak." Lightning cracked as their battle began. It was a terrifying dance of magic and steel that seemed to shake the heavens. In the chaos, Sir Kale fell, grievously wounded. Seeing her friend fall ignited a fire in Eleanor's heart. A blinding light erupted from her, pushing back the oppressive darkness. She raised her hand, her voice ringing with newfound authority. "By the light of Avalon, be gone, shadow!" A beam of pure, concentrated light shot from her palm and pierced Morgus's chest. He let out a final, agonizing scream as his dark form dissolved into nothingness. The kingdom was free. With tears of joy, the king and queen embraced the daughter they thought they had lost forever. But even in their victory, Elenora felt a chill. Peace, she knew, never lasts forever. 3 years passed. A sense of normalcy had returned to Avalon. But one night, a blood-red moon hung ominously in the sky. The ground split open, and from the fissures crawled legions of shadow soldiers. Their master was Emperor Darkos, ruler of the 7 Dark Kingdoms, a being of ancient evil, far more powerful than Morgus had ever been. Sir Kale, now a seasoned commander, rushed to the palace with a dire warning. "He seeks the crystal of light. If Avalon falls, the entire world will follow." Elenora, no longer just a princess but a warrior, donned her golden armor. She raised her sword, Lumiere. a blade forged from the very crystal that pulsed with her own inner light. Her voice was steady, her resolve unbreakable. "Then we will fight," she declared. "Until the last spark of light remains." At dawn, the ultimate battle began. The armies of light and shadow clashed beneath a sky that burned with fire and smoke. Thunder rolled as steel met steel. Elenora moved through the battlefield like a storm, her sword glowing with sacred fire, a beacon of hope for her soldiers. Then, Darkos himself appeared, a colossal figure clad in armor made of living darkness. His voice was a thunderclap that shook the mountains. "You destroyed my servant Morgas," he boomed. "Now, face your true master." Their blades met in a cataclysmic impact. The shockwave leveled the battlefield around them. Darkos was overwhelmingly powerful, and he struck her down. Elenora rose, bleeding, trembling, but utterly unbroken. From the depths of her soul, she heard her mother's voice whisper, "Elenora, remember who you are. You are the light." With a primal scream of fury and determination, her entire body began to shine, becoming as bright as the sun. Her sword, Lumiere, blazed with blinding white energy. With one final, desperate strike, she plunged the blade into the heart of darkness itself. Darkos roared as his shadowy empire burned away, consumed and purified by the overwhelming light. When the battle ended, an unfamiliar silence fell upon the land. Kale, barely alive, managed a weak smile. "You did it, my queen," he whispered. Elenora stood, watching the sunrise paint the sky with colors of hope. She said softly, "Darkness will rise again someday, but as long as light lives in our hearts, it will never win." And so, Princess Elenora of Avalon became Queen Elenora, the flame of eternity. Her story became a legend, whispered for generations to come. The girl who was lost in the storm became the light that saved the world. Thank you so much for watching this epic tale. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button and subscribe for more stories. We'll see you in the next one.